Hey everybody, welcome to AJS News. This is video 1 of 2 for today.
But first, a word from our sponsors, which is Ekster Wallets. Right now, guys, the biggest sale ever. This is the Christmas sale, up to 54% off site-wide.
Yeah, they've got the normal wallets, they've got the card holders, they've got a card holder pro. They even, for those Apple users, the backpacks are awesome. OJ and I both have those ones. But they also have the new ones for MagSafe. They have the iPhone. So if you're looking for a stocking stuffer, if you got people in your family that are hard to shop for, these are awesome wallets.
Great
they
gadgets.
have a lifetime warranty, free
Use it
shipping.
every day, get compliments on it all the time. And I'm looking on the website here, and this one looks pretty cool. I'm going to get me one of these, the Wallet Pro.
Yeah.
That's leather, red and black. Ooh, I love red and black. I think little gadgets inside and stuff. Oh, I love this stuff. Guys, check it out. Please, it supports the show, also supports you with a cool-ass gadget. Okay, well, click the link down below, and Alex, tell us what the hell has been going. Oh, if you haven't seen it, the Black Ops 7 review is up.
Check it out.
Put a lot of work into that. Alex was a giant trying to crush Little Joe. Did you see the effect yet, Joe?
OJ ate shit.
I did the best that I could. And oh yeah, we have some footage that we'll have to do in our Q&A. Some extra footage that we could not put up.
It's shitty footage.
It's shitty footage.
Literally.
Over there at that porta potty. So stay tuned for that. Come join us in our Q&As. But anyways, go enjoy that, and then join us soon because we'll probably be playing a lot of games in December. Games that we missed, bad ones, good ones to fill out the lists. So come definitely hang out with us at Twitch. So beyond that, Alex, what the hell has been happening in gaming news?
A light week, not a whole lot of stuff. So
I mean, it kind of winds down in December. Usually, there's not a whole lot of big releases
just a couple
as far as
stories, and we'll see if Joe.
Wait, there's something huge.
There's some stuff.
Wait a minute.
There's
Where's
just a
my
couple
Superman
stories.
outfit?
Yeah.
I need to get my Superman outfit because I'm a little worried here.
Yeah.
I'm a little worried with the Superman and the DC.
Okay, before we get there.
Okay.
That's for the end of this
All
video.
right.
You guys remember Postal? That it's kind of fun.
The crazy
back
one?
in the day.
The movie?
Yeah.
I remember the movie. It was not very good.
Did you watch it?
Uwe Boll. Do you watch
We
that?
talk about
A
him
little
so
bit,
much.
but it was-
That's so crazy. I
Yeah.
don't know. It just so happens to be that we give
He
him the
makes-
most promotion of any director we've ever
He's
done.
made all these movies.
It's
And
true.
we haven't even seen. I mean, we've seen the bad
Bro,
ones.
call us. Well,
No.
all right, so the new Postal game was announced. It was actually a top-down. It was supposed to be like a Vampire Survivors like spin-off, be made by a different creator. It was a bullet heaven shooter with online co-op, and then they released a bunch of videos, and people didn't like it because it's horrible AI fucking slop.
Bullet Paradise.
Yes.
Okay. I see
And
it
so you can very clearly see that all the pixel sprites are just AI generated. It's just took no effort whatsoever, and so people weren't happy,
Yeah.
and so it got canceled
Fat
in 2
chicks
days.
and peeing.
So
That was quick.
Wait, so it got announced
That was quick.
and then canceled.
yeah,
Within 48 hours, it
Yeah.
was announced and canceled.
pretty quick. That's a pretty fast turnaround.
What happened?
Well, people don't
Didn't like
like AI slop. It turns out that there are some people who push it real hard, and those people are bootlickers of the 3 major corporations that are trying to push AI hard as they can. And then there's the rest of us that look at it and go, that looks terrible, hire real people.
Talking about Black Ops?
That too. That too. So I guess a lot of people just said absolutely not, and then it got taken down. I imagine it's going to come back. They're probably going to use AI to refine the pixels and be like, no, we hired people. It's like, no, you didn't. But it's a step in the right a small step in the right direction. I like the fact that people are rejecting some of this AI garbage. So.
Okay, let's go a little deeper. After revealing Postal Bullet Paradise, a title Running with Scissors was planning on publishing, but not developing, we've been overwhelmed with negative responses from our concerned Postal community. The strong feedback from them is elements of the game, very likely AI generated, and thus cause extreme damage to our brand and our company reputation.
Which means we're going to sue.
We have always been and will always be transparent with our community. Our trust in the development team is broken. Therefore, we have killed the project. Damn, that's that. Running with scissors.
Who do you think wins that? There's definitely going to be some sort of lawsuit, OJ. Who do you
We
think
have
wins?
a lot of good things coming. Some you know, and some you
Bad.
don't. Wow.
Bad.
So yeah, I guess maybe they promise these guys, oh, we'll make a Postal game. Don't worry about it. And they'll be like, you're not using AI, are you? And they're like, yeah, don't worry about it.
No one will know.
Don't worry about it.
No one will know.
And then people knew, and then they said, no, we're not doing it. Okay, that's crazy. Let's see. What makes all this more interesting? It happened just a week after Running with Scissors weighed in on the AI labeling micro controversy stirred up by Tim Sweeney. And he said last week that, Steam should stop labeling games
'Cause
with
they're part
AI
of it.
because
They're part of the
everything
problem.
is going to be made with AI anyway. And so famously Running with Scissors did that. And their response to Tim Sweeney was, customers deserve to know if a game was crafted with creativity, soul, and actual talent rather than some machine that craps out anything from a prompt. And then they show off the Postal game and they're, oh, fuck.
Awkward.
Why'd you make us look like an idiot? Canceled.
Awkward.
That's some good context there. That's some good shit. 2 extra points. If it's no big deal, why hide it? And if you're just talking about coding, are you going to ignore how broken Windows 11 is because of AI usage? This is also the account of Running with Scissors, taunting Tim Sweeney over AI and stuff. So, anyways, that's hilarious and crazy. So, yeah, that project's canceled. I don't think many people are going to care.
Yeah. There's like 7.
It looked
people.
awful anyway. Like, if you make now top-down Postal could be fun. We played the best mode in Zombie Black Ops 7 in our review. Check out our review. One of the best mode is a kind of a
That's pretty
top-down zombies arcade shooter from 20 years ago.
Fun.
But not worth
Fun.
$70, $80.
Right? So you make something like that in the Postal 4 world with some crazy things, then yeah, it might be interesting, but not AI slop. So I'm glad that they canceled that. And yeah, cool.
All right, Joe, I got some great news. One of your favorite shooters of all time, Valorant, is just got a mobile.
Fuck Valorant and their $287
It's premium.
fucking blue and guns.
It's premium
and
blue.
dragon wings on their guns for $300. And you have to, first you buy the gun, and then either you grind the gun after you bought it to unlock more features of the gun, or you pay more money for that particular gun. Fuck Valorant. Fuck anybody that plays that game.
Yeah, well, it got worse.
If you spend money on the dragon gun and the blue gun, if you don't spend any money, then just I'm a little mad at you because I don't like Valorant, but we can still be friends.
Yeah, just don't spend a bunch of money in there. Well, people are spending a bunch of money in there, Joe.
Oh, shit.
The Valorant mobile launch, apparently,
Huge success. I
yeah,
bet.
massive success. China's most successful mobile launch year to date. by
See,
its first
China
month.
don't care. China don't have the same kind of culture and community that us old hat gamers here, some OG gamers here in the U.S. have that say, hey, these microtransactions and these grinds and these fucking overpriced skins suck.
Yeah.
But there, I guess maybe it's normalized, because
It is.
gotcha games
Status.
and clickers and
Gotcha's
status
very,
and
very
big.
popular, and they love.
So I have no doubt that it did tremendously well in China.
another
How,
nail
how
in the
well,
coffin.
Alex?
the most successful mobile launch year to date.
The most successful
China.
launch of the year, or
in the year of the year in China.
of all time.
Yeah, exceeding 50 million. So did really, really well for them.
Yeah.
Look, you want to spend money on your hobbies? Great. We all have our hobbies. We all waste money on a bunch of dumb shit. But we usually get tangible things out of it, or tangible like experiences that matter, and like a blue skin they call premium and charge $40 for. It's like, fuck that. That sucks. So.
Yeah. I mean, you spend your money on what you want, but I'm going to make fun of you, and I'm going to be mad at you.
Yeah.
And that's fair.
Yeah, it's like OJ's American Girl dolls that he's got. They're super creepy, and I don't like going into that room. But if he wants to spend his money on them,
it's an investment.
Some of them are expensive.
That's not
It'd be expensive later on. You gotta get the limited edition ones.
Yeah.
What are American Girl dolls, Joe? That
Never seen 'em?
sounds really creepy.
They're very
They're
expensive
very
dolls
creepy.
and super.
I know.
creepy.
Yeah,
They all
I
come with
know
a
Joe
backstory.
buys a ton of Legos. You're making a joke, right?
Yes,
or did
it's-
you
yes.
recently
Yes.
get into
No.
American Doll?
No.
Okay.
It's a joke.
It's a joke.
Let's look these up here. What the
They're
fuck?
crazy. They come with
Holy
like
shit!
backstory.
$310.
Yeah, they're nuts.
Limited edition.
Actually, Legos are more
Limited
expensive than American Girl dolls. So
Pretty much,
Yeah.
yeah, because these are running at about 150.
That's
unless you get
nothing.
unless you get the crazy ones like that, the Disney Princess Cinderella 18-inch doll, 310.
yeah, and they probably come to life after.
But
midnight.
Joe laughs at those prices with the Death Star being $1,000.
Yeah.
Can't afford it.
Millennium Falcon.
and
You
all
gotta
the
get
pirate
that shit on layaway.
Yeah.
All right.
All right, a game that looked like shit. The guy who owns it appears to be a piece of shit. Splitgate 2. It was that game. Remember the guy came on the stage with like a bat and he has like make FPS great again and he's
Very
like
cringe.
and he's like all these games.
It was bad. It was a bad look, throwing in kind of politics and stuff. So you're already starting off the bad foot, and then criticizing other games for
And
the
he's copying,
microtransactions.
yeah, and his was real
while
bad, too,
he had
yeah.
a bunch in there, and then the saga got even worse when he did the non-apology, non-apology, and then So what about
He's
this
back.
guy?
He's
back.
He's back, and so
Doing what?
they want to bring the game. They're bringing the game back.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, right, because they launched it, and then I guess it wasn't going so well, so they
Yeah.
unlaunched it, and they said, we'll be back later when you guys give us more attention, or when you guys
When
actually
you forget
play
that,
the game.
I think they fired a bunch of people. When you forget how dumb and cringy and shit we were, so on December 17th is when it's going to launch for free. It'll probably be filled with a whole bunch of shitty microtransactions because they said that they
But
were.
it's free. You can play it
Yeah,
for the list.
yeah,
No.
No.
yeah. And so that's what's
I
happening.
mean, but for the list, that would have to come out in the next few days here, right?
yeah, it comes out
17th.
17th.
Oh, the 17th.
Yeah.
Oh,
Of this month,
that's
yeah,
what
yeah.
I thought you said
No, 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 no.
January.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
like,
no.
damn, that's a quick turnaround. But I guess they
It's
already
free.
launched it, and then they unlaunched it, so they can relaunch it at any time. Now, it's funny they put it December 17th because ain't nothing coming out, so that's the perfect time for it. Here in December, I did.
There's the. Do we
What?
still have the 2D side-scrolling Terminator
Yes,
2? That's like
the big
top
one.
of my
and that was
list.
only because it was delayed
Delayed, yeah.
twice
Yeah.
because they were waiting for the physical edition stuff, and the Trump tariffs and all the stuff kind of ruined the prices on the.
PoE 2. I want to play
So you
Druid,
got-
and I want to play Terminator 2 side-scrolling. Like that's what I got for December.
Yeah, December is well, no, you're doing a rapid fire review for routine.
I finished it already.
Oh my God. Okay, so you got Mutant League Football 2 comes out. You got Terminator 2 on December 12th, and then Dark Heresy 40K Alcat, but that's only an alpha.
Yeah.
Early access on December 16th. So other than that, there's really nothing else. When is Marvel Rivals getting that 18 on 18 mode?
That's coming sometime soon. Something with Rogue.
Next week, I think.
Yeah.
It's Rogue.
Okay.
But
Well,
yeah, so-
unless y'all know of a video game in December, type it in the comments. Let us know so that we can do it. But otherwise, we'll focus on the list.
Yeah, so these people laid off 30% of their staff. They did a bunch of stupid shit. They said a bunch of stupid shit. And
Yeah.
they're hoping that now's been enough time for us to forget and take a look at their game that is honestly just an averaging of a bunch of other FPSs and saying that you're making it good
Yeah.
again by copying other people that you at the same time diss makes you look like an asshat, and I'm not interested in your game. But that's the news, and I'm just reading what happened.
Yeah, I mean, I tried to separate, some of these, what do you call them? LOL cows or cringe personalities that try to become, I don't know,
Purposely
lightning
divisive.
rods
Yeah.
for their game. For
about
example,
Randy?
Randy Pitchford,
Randy,
you knew it was
yes,
coming. You knew it was
Randy.
coming. And so I try to separate Randy
Better
from
get it. It's not gonna go on sale.
Borderlands and Tiny Tina Wonderland and saying, you got to review the game on its own merits and stuff. So, I mean, maybe. I mean, there's nothing else coming out. We'll give it a shot on our Twitch, twitch.tv/AngryJoeShow, and see what it's all about. But, like Alex said, it doesn't make me want to play the game. And it definitely hurts your game when you come out and do a bunch of dumb stuff like that.
It's the tiebreaker for me. It's like, hey, do I want to play this game or this game? It's like, oh, Randy Pitchford's a butt plug, so I'm not going to play his. He wanted to be a lightning rod, but he's a butt plug. So it's like I won't play his game. And this guy, if I have anything else to do, I won't be playing his fucking game.
Can it be a lightning rod butt plug?
Yeah.
Very dangerous.
when he puts
Only if
his
it looks
ass
like a
up.
Pikachu tail.
Oh,
Yeah.
go on.
Okay.
No.
I'll buy you one.
No.
No?
No.
All right. The biggest news of the week, and this is a long story,
Yeah.
and we're going to take our time with it,
Okay.
is Warner Brothers is for sale. They're a company that has not been doing pretty well. They have been shitting on their own IPs for a while, and
Yeah.
so
The only good thing that's happening is the resurgence of Superman. G Fuel. No, I thought I was wearing a Superman shirt. The resurgence of Superman is a good thing.
It's a good thing, but it didn't make
Other than that.
crazy money.
No, it didn't make crazy
It made
money.
good money,
And I think a
apparently.
lot of the DCU is not going to make crazy money
Yeah.
like the MCU. No, this is barely, hey, we're making some profit, right? And we're making good films. But other than that, what does WB have?
Okay, so, well, they have a couple bids right now. And so Netflix won the opportunity to purchase them. And so they're going to attempt to buy Warner Brothers in a deal valued around $82.7 billion. They're so confident that this is going to go through. There's a breakup clause in here worth about $5 billion that if the deal does not go through for any reason, Netflix has to pay Warner Brothers that amount anyway.
$83 billion. Netflix is spending $83 billion to buy Warner. $1 billion, Joe. $83 billion. We were talking about, what is it, EA and some of the video game stuff. It's like, oh, yeah, we'll buy you for $5 billion or whatever the shit was. $83 billion?
Well, Activision got $68 billion.
Oh, they got that's
so
right,
that's
$68 billion. But this one's even bigger, $83 billion for Warner Brothers.
And this
Damn.
includes Rocksteady, NetherRealms, Avalanche, and TT Games. It also includes almost everything except for their news. So they don't want CNN. They don't want TBS. They're like, hey, that'll be its own little thing. You keep that. That goes
TV
over there.
stuff.
And that'll become important later on. Netflix doesn't want that shit. They want all of the other things. Now, some people are for this. Some people are against it.
Yes.
What are you laughing at?
This is a crazy ongoing thing. One, when people have this, we're like...
So honestly, this just got announced just recently. It's like, hey, Netflix. And then Netflix sent out a tweet and they sent out emails. It's like, oh, don't worry. Nothing's changing for right now. HBO Max will be run as HBO Max. Now, maybe in the future, so some of the verbiage kind of sounded like maybe in the future these things can combine and you can have the HBO Max be on Netflix and all that stuff. But, as they're all talking like it's a done deal...
It is not.
We just got a new news story here recently.
Yeah,
what
it is not a done deal. There's a lot of people against it, including movie makers that are like, "Hey, Netflix, you're going to keep us out of the theaters. We want it to be a theater thing." And Netflix is like, "Hey, we'll keep you in the theaters, but also having you on streaming will have more people watch it." But
I mean, it's kind of a done deal. At least in WB's eyes, they're like, okay, Paramount is wanting to bid, and Netflix is wanting to bid. Some other people are bidding, and they're like, you know what? Man, I do not like Paramount. Get out of here. And Netflix, all right, let's go. And so they chose Netflix, and now they're entering exclusive talks and deals and just penning stuff out. And while they're doing this, what happens?
There was a poison pill, and if you were been watching our streams at twitch.tv/AngryJoeShow, you've been hearing from us say there's always a poison pill with these things. And it's especially with Netflix being as confident with their $5 billion breakup clause, is this deal has to be approved. And if you don't know who owns Paramount,
approved?
Yes, the government.
By who?
The
government?
The government has to say this is okay. Now, the problem with the government is sometimes there's like collusion and
No
like
way. I don't believe
bribery. And there's
so the government is potentially run by criminals and murderers.
Maybe.
Mm-hmm.
And so the person who owns Paramount is their daddy is the second richest person on earth, and he is friends with the president of the United States. The person who is facilitating the deal through Paramount is Jared Kushner. I don't know who you know that is.
What? Jared again? We just got done talking about Jared. Jared just bought up EA. You're trying to tell me Jared is trying to buy up WB too?
Yeah.
Jared's gonna own Superman.
Yeah. And so
what?
So Paramount, as of this morning, Paramount is ready to spend $108 billion on hostile takeover of Warner Brothers to stop Netflix from having
hostile takeover.
Yeah, $108 billion, which is a lot of money. That's a lot of money. It's It's a fucking lot of money.
Yeah.
And
they're
so
gonna use
a lot of this is bankrolled by the fact that it's the Paramount's daddy,
Larry Ellison, one of the highest profile supporters of U.S. President Donald Trump.
He has $270 billion, so this is practically nothing from him. And then Jared Kushner, and then money from the Saudi Arabia public fund, and there was a couple other public funds that were going to be contributing. And they just want to come in and say, no, we want it. And so
how is that possible? You telling me the Trump regime can just be like, no, you can't sell to Netflix? That would be a monopoly because you'd be combining too many entertainment properties into one. Instead, sell to my friend Paramount, who has a bunch of entertainment properties, and you can combine the entertainment properties into one.
And keep the news.
And we now control CNN and the news for the
news, Joe. And so
that's gonna happen. That's Trump's whole thing.
Yeah, and so he has actually said I think it was last night, but it's been everywhere today. The president says the Netflix Warner Bros. Deal could be a problem. The Netflix one, probably because his son-in-law and his biggest supporters wanted it more.
Are in his ear asking, we want this.
We
lost the bid. But how can we still buy it when they don't want us to buy it? Well, you can use the president, and they can say you can use the government against them. You can offer them more money, you know, but they didn't want to sell to you. But they're going to force the motherfuckers to sell to them?
Yeah, so Netflix did meet with the president beforehand to discuss the bid, because no one's going to go into this deal, provide a bunch of money, and be so confident for a $5 billion breakup. Because remember, if this doesn't get approved, they have to pay Warner Brothers $5 billion just for the honor of negotiating with them. That's $5 billion gone.
Hold on. Are you sure about that part? That's such a small part of this that we're focusing on. We got to focus on those higher level parts of it. But let's assume that that's true. Wouldn't that only be the case if they signed the deal and then reneged out of the deal? Not, a hostile takeover came in and prevented you from completing the deal, so you also owe us $5 billion. That wouldn't make sense.
Netflix has agreed to $5.8 billion breakup fee payable to Warner Brothers if the deal fails due to regulatory hurdles or other issues, signaling confidence in closing the merger, which combines...
Jesus Christ, wow. They're so confident that... So this, and you had told me about that you think that Paramount is going to end up winning this, even though they lost.
Yeah.
Why? Because the government, Trump, Jared, Saudi Arabia, and billions of dollars.
And
America's corrupt. And the guy is a fucking criminal sitting in office, and he is going to force an authoritarian regime. These oligarchs are going to buy up all the media, which is already fucking happening, and you think that's going to happen. So I was already having problems with Netflix buying it, because I was like, well, is this a good thing? Is it a bad thing? I mean, damn.
Netflix can be at $40.
I hate Warner Brothers. Warner Brothers kind of sucks, and it's like, so some of me was like, yeah, let's buy it, but then DC is in it, and I'm like, okay, what's going to happen with the DC properties and the Supermans? And I was like, maybe we shouldn't buy it. Maybe they should just hire better people and get different CEOs. But that's not happening. They want to sell. They say, somebody give me money. Who wants to give me money? So Netflix comes in, Paramount comes in, Comcast comes in, and they say, you know what? Of all these people, it's like, fuck that guy. I don't like Paramount. You know, they're basically, they do suck. They have nowhere near the money as these other corporations. They're backed by Saudi money is the only thing that puts them in that same realm.
Daddy's money, right?
Daddy's money. And then you have this. So they said, no to you. Netflix, you win. Let's start talking. And then we're going into exclusive deals. And once this was announced, all these other parties get pissed. They want to start a war in a hostile state. It's fucking crazy, man.
OJ, I'm going to put you in this situation. OJ, you're going to be WB, or you're going to be the person in charge of it. You're WB. You have a Lego Millennium Falcon.
Oh, nice.
You do. You do.
It's
really nice.
Do
you have a case for it yet? Because it was just sitting on the ground, and it makes me sad that your prized Lego is just sitting on the ground.
It is on my coffee table.
Oh, that's nice. It's in the thing. Yeah, it's very nice. So it's wonderful. People want it. I want it. Joe wants it. I'm just a dude.
Yeah.
I just kind of want it. That dude over there.
Really.
Yeah.
Really
wants it. But so you have to get approval from your dad. And your dad's best friend is his dad. And your dad's nephew or son-in-law is also on that side. And they've got more money, and he's like your biggest supporter. So like you're gonna go with that deal, right? That's kind of how it works.
The government is gonna want to support Paramount taking over, but this is pure bullshit. My
Business.
bullshit detector. This is why I started the
Business.
show, is calling out bullshit and corporations doing fuckery like this. Obviously, you know that you know this changing this. I don't even know how to go about this. Basically, going from Netflix to fucking Paramount, or at least forcing authoritarian fucking theocratic regimes forcing sales to a completely different company when it's like, okay, these guys align with our idea, they've got the right bid, let's go with them. Then somebody comes in and says, no, you can't sell your company to them, you have to sell your company to somebody else. Oh, what's the reason? You can't tell me what to do. What are you talking about? Yes, we can, because we'll use the law against you. It's like, but that's not the law. Yes, it is. You're trying to create a monopoly, and you're trying to combine too many companies together. So a big company like Netflix that owns other properties cannot purchase your property because, you know, that would be too many properties. It's like, okay, so who do you want to, you know, for us to go with? Go with Paramount, who owns a bunch of properties and wants to combine with your property. So the argument that it's a monopoly and they need to break up the monopoly and it would be bad for customers because Netflix would increase their prices and all the other bullshit and fucking, I mean, it's not bullshit. I mean, that's very likely to happen.
Yeah, it is.
But that's going to be the lines that they use in order to say, sell to Paramount instead. It's better for America. And guess what Paramount's going to do? With their Paramount Plus, they're going to increase the prices as well. So it's like, this is all full of fucking shit. We have bad and we have worse. We have bad if you go with Netflix. We have worse if you get forced to sell to somebody completely else that a fucking authoritarian regime is saying, no, me and my friends and cronies want you to sell to this other person.
And they want the news.
And they want the news, and they're going to change the fucking news. And we have Saudi backers, so eventually, if they're starting to make movies, and Saudi Arabia's like, no, we don't want to fund this movie. What the fuck is this? Shut this production down. There's so much stuff that could come from this. This spiraled out of control. I'm over here thinking, okay, wow, it's two big companies coming together, and maybe Netflix will have some HBO titles, or HBO will have some Netflix titles in the future. I did not see this coming, where it's like, but I should have seen it coming. Anytime you have $80 billion going back and forth,
over
$100 billion going back and forth, then obviously if they're willing to spend that much, they think they're going to get that value back. And so anytime you're talking about $100 billion in America, who has to put their face in it?
Consumers.
The
Yeah.
consumers.
They're the ones who have to be squeezed.
They're getting squeezed. Yeah, so the current CEO of WB is, you know, a greedy asshole, and he just, I mean, I don't know what's going to happen, but Alex is starting to convince me that Paramount is going to be able to successfully do a hostile takeover.
And this isn't from like Hollywood.biz/reporter, you know, whatever. This is Reuters. So Paramount's $30 per share cash offer includes finances from Affinity Partners, which is the investment firm run by Jared Kushner, U.S. President Donald Trump's son-in-law, and several Middle Eastern government-run investment funds, and is backstopped by the Ellison family. Larry Ellison, the world's second richest man, is the father of Paramount head David Ellison, and is his biggest supporter, close ties, so on and so on. So it's like, this is... As much as like Netflix won the right to like bid, this whole thing go, hey, this deal may have a problem, sounds like Netflix either has to make a hefty donation, create a fake peace prize, do something,
capitulate to Donald Trump,
or
kiss his balls.
Or it's going over to the $100+ million. It's no one wins in this situation unless you're specifically a WB shareholder. So,
I don't
know.
There'd be negative shit if Netflix took over. But if I had to choose between Netflix and Paramount, I'd rather choose Netflix.
I don't care who owns Superman. I care who owns the news.
Yeah, that's what you
That's
care
the
about.
thing.
You care about the news, and I care about
Yeah, it's just like
because the news is already gone for me, Alex. Like the news is just, you know.
Yeah, but it's not gone for everybody.
It's the fucking tell the masses what to think and say in America,
and more of that.
We have a CNN, we have an MSNBC, a CNN that's left leaning and Democrat leaning. You've got Fox and Newsmax and right leaning. And so what you're saying is, and so these two compete. They serve different markets. And if this merger goes through, one of the biggest parts of the left-leaning or Democrat-leaning instead of Republican-leaning is going to suddenly be owned by all of the people and ideologues on this side. So then that comes over here, and you have fewer and fewer people.
It's a unified propaganda network.
Unified propaganda network.
It's like, do you know who owns the Washington Post now?
So, no, I don't know who owns the Washington Post.
Bezos.
Okay. Yeah, well, here's the thing, Alex. I stopped mainstream news. I don't give a fuck no more. That's not even where I get my news. I don't think anybody should be getting their news from major TV. But I agree with you. You're an average American.
There's 350 million people who do.
Exactly.
Check out Ground News. We're not sponsored by them, but they're great.
Yeah,
it's a cool app.
I like that app. But yeah, we're gonna start needing shit like that in a minute if that merger goes through and if they start changing stuff. Like that.
If or when?
Yeah.
I don't know. This is just this is fucking hilarious, and it's all bullshit because they're all gonna be using the antitrust laws and this and that, but it doesn't matter whether you're combining Netflix with fucking HBO or you're combining Paramount with HBO. It's all fucking the antitrust would apply to both of them.
Yeah. Paramount does claim that they have an easier path to regulatory approval.
That's because they own Trump. They're friends with Trump.
Because they're friends. They're friends and friends and family is literally what
you guys would get approved easier with us.
Yeah, and so that's why they're saying that they're going this path and they're going to try to
run a cartel.
Force their way through it.
The real cartel.
I wanted to make jokes about like constantly resetting the DCU into we have like a new one we kick out.
Okay, but let's get it to where I'm interested is what the hell's gonna happen to this DCU. So I was already worried. I'm in the worst version of reality, Joe. I was over here thinking, okay, well, James Gunn's gonna get at least 5-10 years to kind of work this out, multiple movies to see whether his shit is working or not. And then Netflix is coming, and then you got all the Snyder bots that were celebrating on the fucking timeline that were like, oh, the fucking James Gunn is over, his stupid universe, the DCU is out, the fucking Snyderverse is coming back. These people actually think that because Netflix bought WB that the Snyderverse was returning, and some of them even thought that the whole reason why they were buying it was because to do the return of Snyderverse. I don't know how people get so diluted into one thought and one personality. It's so crazy. But that's not happening, okay? That's never happening. Even if Netflix's deal with WB is completed, they're not going to cancel the James Gunn. In fact, they just extended his contract out to, I think it's either 2027, which I was surprised it wasn't longer, but they've made indications that they will extend the contract even longer than that. But what were you going to say, Joe?
Netflix gave money to Zack Snyder and made that terrible ass movie.
I think
they were done with Zack Snyder.
They learned the lesson.
Exactly.
They learned the lesson.
This is like, no,
hundreds of millions of dollars to Zack.
They're like, no, we're not gonna do that again, Zack.
He wanted 6 films, Joe. He was like, Netflix, come back. He's like, and Netflix is making a good move here, saving some of the money and giving it to WB instead of fucking giving it to Zack Snyder. But with $83 billion, the Snyder bots are like, you know what he could do with that money?
Make another one of those.
He can make the most epic Rebel
movies.
Moon. He can make the most epic zombie movies. So I was like, oh my God.
Netflix isn't going to have any money because they're about to give up $5.8 billion for nothing if this doesn't go through, and they have to give up $80 billion if it does go through. They're not going to have any cash to give to Zack Snyder.
So there's lots of possibilities from my perspective on what this means for the DCU. I can make my own video on it, but I'll talk about a little bit about it here. So originally, without any of these other people trying to buy WB, the chances of his DCU failing, there was a certain percent chance there, right? It's not a 0% chance. It's, I'd say, 25% that James Gunn gets fired and all this stuff. And when you think about it, if WB's this broken, like, hey, we want to sell. You know, you don't sell when you're making record profits, at least not long term, right? So, or unless you want to get out of the business entirely. But what I'm trying to say is that if his stuff was failing over and over, I think WB would be quicker than some of these other companies to fire him, cancel him. We need money. We can't fund a bunch of, mediocre profiting films. Now, Netflix comes in, they got money out the wazoo, so maybe they can handle an impact of lower profit films because they get to throw it up on Netflix, they get to throw it up, and they make that shit all the time. They make the movies that are really expensive that don't even go into theaters, and they absorb a loss to keep their suspense. So while I was thinking that, while people, Snyder Bubs out there are thinking, when Netflix buys it, the chance of James Gunn's firing goes up. I actually think the chance of James Gunn firing would go down, even with box office failures, because they can kind of cushion the blow a little bit. Now, obviously, they could fire him as well, and same thing with Paramount, can fire him as well if the things aren't doing well. But basically, I think both Netflix and Paramount would take a hands-off approach, at least initially, during a window. And I think the window is large enough that the DCU would shape out on its own. Either it's a success on its own or it's a failure on its own, and that already gets worked out before the machinations of new owners come in and say, all right, well, this is done, and I just don't like you, James, and I want you out, even if your stuff is doing well. I think all that stuff would already be shaked out by then. So I think mostly the DCU is fine. He's going to get his run. We're going to see Supergirl. There's a recent Supergirl trailer. Maybe we'll do something on it. But I mean, we have said this. Me and the boys have said this before. We don't think that the DCU is going to be initially very successful or profitable in the movies.
He chose the wrong 3 movies to
start off. You don't start with Clayface and Supergirl, the second female-led superhero film ever, when the studios for 90 years was like, we're not doing that because we don't believe a female-led superhero movie could work, until Wonder Woman came around. So they'd have to have another Wonder Woman. Real bad second one, which probably ruined it for the first one.
Yeah, so
I think it'll be all right. Whether Netflix buys him or whether Paramount hostile takeover using the Trump regime in order to rip it from Netflix and give it to Paramount, I still think both companies would give him another 5 years, to see how that shakes out. And all James has to do and all the DCU has to do is worry about themselves, win out. If there's a football, you just win out. Win the season. Okay? Win games, which is win at the box office. And sometimes it's make good movies that are somewhat profitable, which is what Superman was. You don't have to, fucking make $1 billion on each movie. I mean, that's what they want, and that's what they're eventually hoping to get to.
When Amazon bought MGM, they only took about 2 years before they started shaking things up and removing people from certain positions over there. So
2 years?
Yeah, it took about 2 years.
So we already have an example. Interesting.
Yeah, so I'm curious.
I'm thinking 5 years. But here's the thing is that there's certain things, there are certain contracts already in place. And I was watching a video and I was reading on it. There's certain contracts already in place with movie theaters, with movie companies that are already being made by WB that need to finish out. So that's why I say about 5 years. Because some of those contracts are already within that.
Yeah, I'm sure they've got them for like existing movies that have been announced, but things beyond that,
2 or 3 years.
I don't know if they've figured that one out. And I mean, sometimes they just eat the contracts. I mean, WB is famous for, we made a movie, cancel it, burn every single copy of it. No one want to see Batgirl. So sometimes they take.
I would have loved to see.
You would have loved to see. You would have loved to see Batgirl. Back to the video game side of things. No matter who purchases them, there's going to be new owners for these companies because both of them want Rocksteady. They want NetherRealms. They want these other things. So Netflix owning NetherRealms could mean we could have some of the worst inclusions in a Mortal Kombat game of all time. As far as
like what?
I mean, what is Netflix has.
Red Notice.
They got a bunch of Rock movies.
No.
There's a Stranger Things. The 11 just going.
I forgot about that movie completely, Joe.
Rebel-
That's a $300 million movie.
Some characters from Rebel Moon.
Rebel Moon could be in Mortal Kombat. It'd be really, really cool.
Not even Netflix is ashamed of Rebel Moon.
Can
They
you name
wouldn't
any
even-
character from Rebel Moon?
Mascara Lady.
The Scar Taker.
The Scar Giver.
Scar Giver.
I don't know her name.
You don't know her name.
It was
I
just
only
like
remember
a cut.
Titus. I only remember
It
General
was a fucking
Titus.
cut. Not even really.
Yeah, it was
Because
Little
of the
tiny
show
scrap.
Titus.
Yeah.
It's terrible.
So
That would be hilarious.
If
No, so
Paramount
a lot
does-
of the properties that's
Wade.
under the WB games, I don't give a fuck about, except for NetherRealm. So that's why you chose NetherRealms to make a joke out of.
Said Wade.
Who's Wade?
Yeah, Wade from Paramount.
Who's
Knuckles.
Wade?
He's the most important character from Knuckles, the TV show you made me watch.
the fucking Wade cop. He could be the next striker.
The Wade family comes to
Only he's incompetent. And he doesn't have an Uzi or a nightstick. Instead, he has
It's
pepper spray
classified.
and short shorts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So all this is happening. This is
should
gonna
be interesting.
It's going to be ongoing probably
Wow.
for a while. They're going to have to make it. It's got to be approved by the government. And the government can decide what they want to do.
I still think Netflix is going to be able to make this go through. And you think Paramount, I think Netflix.
They have a-
Joe, you want to throw in a dark horse here? Comcast is now also doing another hostile takeover. They're doing a hostile takeover of Paramount.
So Paramount's overpaying by 30%, and they've acknowledged that they're overpaying by 30%.
They want to overpay
the only
by 30%.
reason they're doing that is because the second
but
richest
WB
person-
is saying, I am not buying from you. Stop giving me more money. I'm not buying from you.
Yeah, and so the original offer wasn't as good, but now their offer is like, "Hey, we've got access to the president." And this is a quote again, Reuters. While it is perhaps a sad commentary on the U.S. that Paramount thinks its closeness to the occupant of the Oval Office will help seal the deal, it is merely doing what it can to steal a march on its rival. And that's
Right. It's doing everything that it can to play dirty and win something that
Yeah.
they already lost.
Yeah.
And that's why Netflix is, I'm not, or Netflix, WB is, I'm not buying from you, but maybe, just maybe, this is all a tactic from WB. They knew. We're going to go with you. We're going to say we're going to go with you. By the way, can you put in the contract that if we don't go with you and something happens, you give me $5 billion?
5.8.
When their whole intention was always to make Comcast and Paramount give them more money. Wow. Wow. That would be a 4D chess.
if WB could come up with shit like that, Game of Thrones season 8 wouldn't have turned out like Game of Thrones season 8.
I got one.
They were like, "Oh my God, you guys are such bullies with Trump and with Kushner and Saudi money. There's no way we would accept that. We feel that the entertainment industry, our ideals are best aligned. 200 billion. Oh yeah, that sounds great, man.
But out of nowhere-
we're gonna go with that right away.
Out of nowhere, Tubi.
Tubi buys them.
Tubi for
Tubi for the
$300
win.
million.
Tubi.
And then Tubi said,
How the
wait.
fuck did you come up with that
How'd you
money?
get $300 million?
Tubi, what?
There's some treasures.
Who
on
are
Tubi.
they funded
They
by?
are.
Tubi treasures.
They are.
Tubi treasures.
Who
Yeah.
is Tubi funded by? They were funded by the crypto bros, and they're paying in Bitcoin, Trump coins,
There's
and
so
Bitcoins,
many bad
and
movies in it. I
Dogecoins.
love it.
So,
That's Joe's prediction.
yeah.
Tubi.
So I think that we either have to have a Netflix, not a bribe. They would never do that. Wink, 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 wink.
Netflix, what, does a bribe to the administration, and the administration is like, bro, Jared and what's the other guy's name? Larry, whatever. Yeah,
Well,
you
David
guys
Ellison,
are my
yeah.
friends and everything, but hey, they're gonna give me $5 billion, and my whole purpose to be here is to enriching myself. Like all that stuff. You remember back when you couldn't have a peanut farm?
Yeah, it was the 70s.
As a president. What?
Yeah, in the 70s.
Yeah, you couldn't even own a peanut farm because you can't make money while you're as the president. That is gone. This is America now. Now you make $5 billion when you're the president, and these underhanded deals. So Netflix would have to probably
I want to see
grease some palms.
I want to see what the justification is going to be. Will it be more or less corrupt than the college football choices for playoffs?
Or
less, because nothing could be more corrupt than the college football player.
I
College
thought it
football's
was
a joke.
I thought well, y'all were telling we're going way off topic, but you told me about this NBA lottery system that I never even knew about.
Oh, yeah,
that's the most corrupt thing I've ever heard of.
Data point.
If you don't know how the NBA selects,
it's random,
it's
Joe.
Draft thing.
It's random in a closed room. They know how to watch.
Utah should have won.
That's the most corrupt thing ever. Okay, but anyways, I think that Netflix and WB are going to proceed. They're going to try to ignore some of this. They're going to say, hey, that's unlawful, and we're not going to be intimidated by hostile takeovers and threats of antitrust laws. We'll fight you in court. But that's kind of weird. I'm going to fight you in court for you not to give me $20 billion more than this person's giving me? How long is that going to last? I don't know.
The person that's going to fight the hardest is going to be Netflix because they've got $5.8 billion to lose.
Right. Or Netflix maybe says, okay, we'll match their deal. And then so
overpaying that amount, I don't see it. I mean, they could. They charge $18 fucking a month for. I mean, there's.
But
ads
then you
and some of
can.
this shit.
But then that's blackmail. That's not blackmail. That's. There's some kind of fucking thing, some kind of word for what's going on here.
Bullshit.
This is bullshit. It's all bullshit. That's bullshit.
Yeah.
This is bullshit. Fucking bullshit.
Ultimately, approval for antitrust transactions should not be based on friends and family. That's just that's should be the rule, but that's not the rule, and so that's why I think it's going to go the opposite way. Unless Netflix does something, like they'd have to figure out some way to bend the knee.
All right, we'll see how it shakes out. I think,
Just be prepared for another price hike. Whoever wins.
Whoever wins, you're getting a price hike.
Yeah.
Eventually.
Yes.
They'll say nothing is changing, and then 2 years later, when you forget about it,
we're adding more stuff. So
right. 2 years later, when you forget about it, and they're not talking in those terms anymore, they say, "Hey, we just added some new stuff. Prices are going up."
Yep.
But you said that you okay.
Well, if they overpay for it, they want to recoup.
So.
Do you think we're going to get a Saudi Superman?
Joe, I need your take. Joe, I need your take. Is it Paramount with Trump and fucking old school bullying and mobster tactics?
Didn't he say?
Or do you think Netflix?
Well, Trump said he's like, well, I will be part of the process for the review.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Let's talk about this. If Trump actually wants to do this, he has to defend this in public, where he's like, yeah, well, I say they can't buy them because of the trust laws and they'll become a monopoly, so now buy it from my son-in-law. And even though that would be that has to be litigated in court. The public opinion, he would take another hit in his public opinion, which is approval ratings are already the lowest of low.
I'm leaning towards Paramount.
You think Paramount?
I don't know if I'd bet on Paramount. I'm just so cynical about this whole thing. I'm just going, of course it's going to be a son-in-law because that's where it is. But
you can have EA and Superman, and because what happened is EA will go and make a Superman game, and it's gonna be the worst game ever because EA's in charge of making the Superman games now.
They learned from.
They don't even have to pay licensing fees if they get it, because Jared's like, no, you can have Superman. They're gonna be flying through gold Trump circles in the fucking air. Man, this went conspiracy theories.
Get out your tinfoil hats.
Get out your tinfoil hats. Oh, shit. You're going to meet the president on the lawn of the White House. That's all levels. All levels is praising how Trump is the most amazing president there's ever been.
Well, it's like the NFT things that he had. He had a version of himself as Superman. We should put that one in the game.
Put that picture up.
New skin.
Yeah, but you can't put the NFT in the game because someone who bought that NFT owns that NFT.
How's Saudi Arabia doing this? It just did a $55 billion buyout of EA. Now you're going to come up with another $100 billion?
Well, I mean, a lot of that was borrowed from J.P. Morgan Chase. So, because remember, it was a leverage deal. and they made EA
Oh,
take out that money.
Yeah, it was a leverage deal.
Yeah, and so this is not a leverage deal. This is something they're putting up. The Ellison family's putting up a lot of the money. It's money coming from Oracle is what it is, because the daddy owns Oracle, and daddy will give it to the son, who is the CEO apparently. You know, it's all that stuff. So
damn, man, this is crazy. All right, well, that's all we got for this. We could talk about this for 3 hours, but let's see how the next few weeks are going to pan out.
Dude, Cyberpunk, the future is coming, except for it's going to be way darker and even less shit will work on launch.
So ruled by corporations, basically? Yeah. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Battle of Taco Bell.
And
Pizza Hut.
Pizza Hut.
Franchise wars,
the
man.
franchise wars are coming.
Pizza Hut's going to win the franchise wars.
God dang it.
When I was in Europe, I was asking people, like, have you seen Demolition Man? They're like, yeah, of course. It's like, did Pizza Hut win the franchise wars? I was like, yeah. It's like, I knew it.
Crazy man. What year is it?
We need Wesley Snipes. Somebody recruit Wesley Snipes. The Slice Stallone. We need them.
Yeah.
On our side.
Well, he's not. He just got an award. All right. That's it. Go to Ekster. You still have time, if you order now, to get everything for Christmas.
Lots of cool gadgets for your stocking.
Yeah.
Look at this. They built a website, Paramount and the Kushners. They built a website building a stronger Hollywood. It's called StrongerHollywood.com with all the reasons why they should win instead of Netflix. Paramount launches an all-cash tender to offer to acquire Warner Brothers. Look at this propaganda. This is hilarious. Okay, it says scope. Paramount would buy 100% of Warner Brothers Discovery. Netflix would only get the streaming and studio business, so we should win. Cash consideration. Hey, shareholders, we're going to give you $30 per share instead of $23.25 per share. Value certainty. All cash proposal for the entire company, where Netflix is doing less certainty of value, given significant uncertainty of linear networks, stub equity value, leaving shareholders exposed to a highly leveraged and structurally declining asset. Timing. Paramount's proposal expects to receive regulatory approvals, likely within 12 months.
Yep.
Netflix's proposal is likely to face a significantly longer regulatory approval process, wink, wink, or be blocked entirely, wink, wink.
Yeah.
Delaying value realization. My value realization is delayed? No! I gotta go with them, Joe. My value realization,
Joe, if you have a cash settlement,
is being delayed.
I need it.
and I need it now. I know a guy. That was every commercial during The Price is Right, right? It was all J.G. Wentworth commercials.
And finally, the regulatory commitment. Paramount is prepared to commit to exhaustive regulatory efforts up to a material adverse effect on the entire combined company, with regulatory processes started in multiple regions, while Netflix agreed to more limited regulatory efforts with no obligations to do anything to its existing businesses.
When I'm class president, there will be Gatorade coming from the drinking fountain.
What? Paramount, we are cool. Netflix, they are doo-doo.
Oh,
see, there you go.
Netflix is doo-doo.
Yeah.
I believe it.
This is the whole website is my dad owns a dealership,
My
right?
dad owns a dealership.
My father-in-law owns a dealership, and
But the delayed value reevaluation, plus they're doo-doo. All right, Alex. Now we can end it. I just thought that was hilarious. Go visit StrongerHollywood.com and support a mega multi-billion-dollar corporation.
Yeah.
I don't care about. I don't want to support it for Netflix and this. They're both bad, but which is worse?
well, fortunately, what should happen is that they're denied, because this would be even a larger purchase than even Disney, and Disney probably shouldn't have been approved in the first place. And so for all of these, it's like, this isn't good. And so to protect consumers, typically that's what the government's for, is to protect us. And
so do you think there's a third option where they say no sale to anybody?
That's a hypothetical one, but in the world we live in now, I don't think that's an option.
No, there's just there's billions of dollars.
Yeah.
To be made, so that's not, and all the regulatory stuff is so weak that, you know, even the actors in it are using these regulatory things as tools. So I mean, it's already corrupted completely.
Yeah.
All right.
Cool. All right. You know what is cool?
We live in a hellscape.
Ekster. So if you order right now, you have plenty of time to get stuff here, by Christmas. Free shipping, lifetime warranty, up to 54% off. There's absolutely tons of stuff. There are tracker cards. There's
Travel
a bunch of cool ones.
Which has helped Joe find his wallet multiple times.
The backpack is super awesome. I actually use the backpack to travel with. And again, if you have one of those fancy, dandy iPhones that have the magnetic thing, they make a custom wallet that attaches to it. So for
We have more news stories. Don't go anywhere. Episode 2. So that took a long time because this was a big story. But there's other news.
There's
so
lots
come
more.
join us in episode 2. And we'll see you guys on the next Angry Joe Show. Bye, guys.